Have you ever listened to a beautiful reading of the Qur'an and felt your heart move? A good reader has the power to change hearts, to bring tears to the eyes, and to connect the listener directly to the words of Allah. Tajweed is the key that unlocks that power. It is the science that helps you become that reader who doesn't just read words but delivers a message. Many people think Tajweed is a complex, school-like subject only for smart people, but that is not true. Tajweed is for everyone. It is a useful skill, a journey of getting better, and an act of love for the Book of Allah. You can learn it step by step, one rule at a time, until the words flow from your lips with the beauty and exactness they deserve. So, what is Tajweed? The word itself means to make better or to improve in the context of the Qur'an. It is the set of rules that controls how every single letter and word should be said correctly. It is the grammar of reading. Let's begin our journey with the most basic part of Tajweed, makharij al-huruf. This term simply means where the letters come out. Every single letter in the Arabic alphabet has a special place where it is spoken. It has a home. It is born from an exact spot in your mouth, throat, lips. Knowing this home is the first step to saying the letter correctly. If you try to make a sound from the wrong place, it will never sound right, no matter how hard you try. It's like trying to play a piano key by pushing the wood next to it. You won't get the sound you want. Learning the makharij of each letter is about respecting where it comes from and giving it its proper place. Think of your mouth and throat as a map with different areas. Deep throat, middle throat, back of the tongue, middle of the tongue, tip of the tongue, lips, nose area. Each area is in charge of making a specific group of letters. Ain, ah, ha'a, h are throat letters, coming from the middle of the throat. They need a certain squeezing that you can feel when you say them correctly. On the other hand, the letter ba, B, is a lip letter, made simply by bringing your two lips together. You cannot make a correct ain, ah, sound from your lips. Let's take a very clear example to show this. Ki, Q-A-F, K, K-A-F-E. To someone who hasn't been taught, they might sound similar, like the English K, but where they come from is completely different. The letter Ki, Q-A-F, is a deep and heavy sound that comes from the deepest part of your tongue rising to touch the soft roof of your mouth at the very back. Feel that? It's way back there. Now try the letter K, kaf. This sound comes from a bit further forward, where the back of your tongue touches the hard roof of your mouth. The place is different, and so the sound is different. One is deep and full, the other is lighter and sharper. To practice this, you must become an explorer of your own mouth. Say the letters slowly and carefully. Say ka, qa. Say ka, k. Don't just listen to the sound, feel where it comes from. Feel where your tongue touches. Say ku, q. Say ku, ki. The small change in where it touches makes all the difference. As a demo to read aloud, try this line, kul huwa, and then relax for the H that follows. Repeat it. Record yourself. Listen. Can you feel and hear the difference between a lazy K sound and a proper deep kaf? This is the first step. Master the homes of the letters. Once you have learned where each letter comes from, it's makharij. The next step is to learn its personality. This is what we call sifaat al-huruf, or the qualities of the letters. If makharij tells you where a letter comes from, sifaat tells you how it should sound when it leaves that place. Each letter has a special set of traits. Some are strong and powerful. Some are soft and gentle. Some have an airy, breathy quality. Some are sharp and clear. Learning these qualities is like a painter learning the different shades of their colors. It adds texture, depth, and feeling to your reading, making it rich and alive. One of the most basic sets of qualities is tafkhim, heaviness, and tarqiq, lightness. Certain letters in Arabic have a naturally heavy or full-mouthed sound. These letters are said by raising the back of the tongue, which fills the mouth with the sound and gives it a deep echo. The 7 heavy letters are ek, s, d, g, t, k, v. All other letters are usually light, said with the back of the tongue lying flat. This difference is not just for show, it is very important for correct pronunciation and meaning. Let's look at a classic example. The letter S, seen, versus the letter S, sad. Both are made with the tip of the tongue near the top front teeth, so where they come from is similar. However, their qualities are very different. The letter S, seen, is light, tarqiq. When you say sasay, your mouth is relaxed, almost like you are smiling, and the sound is a sharp hissing s. Show thin wave labeled tarqiq. Now try the letter S, sad. This letter is heavy, tafkim. To say sa say, you must raise the back of your tongue as if you were saying a deep O sound. Your mouth fills with the sound, making it thick and full. The difference is like the hiss of a snake versus the sound of a roaring fire. Let's put this into practice. Take the word sabaka, sabaka, which means he went before. Say it slowly. The S is light and crisp. Now, take the word sadaka, sadaka, which means he spoke the truth. Feel the difference? The S is heavy, full, and round. The whole word feels more important because of that one heavy letter. For a demo to read aloud, try this. Asa, ase. The first word means perhaps, the second means he disobeyed. The only difference is the light S versus the heavy S. The sound completely changes the meaning. Practice repeating pairs of light and heavy letters to train your mouth and ear. Now that we understand where individual letters come from and what they're like, we need to learn about the rhythm of reading. This is where the rule of mad comes in. Mad simply means to make longer, or to stretch, and in Quranic reading it means making certain vowel sounds last longer. This isn't a random or stylish choice, it's a required rule with specific timings. Getting good at mad is what makes reading sound beautiful, flowing musical. It stops the reading from sounding rushed and choppy. It is the rule that makes you slow down, breathe, and give each sound its proper length, letting the meaning sink in for both the reader and the listener. The basic rule of mad applies when one of the three mad letters, alif, wa, or ya, shows up in a certain way. Alif, waw, ya. The natural mad al-tabi'i, happens when a fatha is followed by an alif, like in kaladama is followed by a wa, like in yakul, or a kasra is followed by a ya, like in kila. When you see this combination, you must make the vowel sound last for 2 beats, or 2 harakat. Think of it as saying the vowel sound twice. So instead of kala, it becomes kala. This simple 2-beat stretch is the base for all other mad rules. Look at the word kala, which means he said. The first letter, ka, qaf, has a fatha on it, and it is immediately followed by an alif. This is a perfect example of natural mad. Therefore, you must stretch the aa sound. You should hold it for about the time it takes to say 2 vowels one after the other. Compare this to the word katala, which means he killed. So, there is no stretch. The a sound is short and quick. The presence of that one alif completely changes the rhythm and timing of the word. For a practical demonstration, let's read a short phrase aloud. Try reading this, fiha. Notice that we have 2 times mad here. The first is the kasra on the fa, followed by the letter ya, making the fi sound. You must hold this for 2 beats. The second is the fatha on the h, ha, followed by the letter a, alif, making the ha sound. You must also hold this for 2 beats. So, the correct way to read it is fi-ha, with both parts stretched equally. Now, try reading it, without the stretch fiha. It sounds rushed and wrong. The mad gives it the right weight and flow. Practice finding these mad letters in short verses, and carefully holding them for 2 beats. Keep at it. We now move to a set of rules that are very common, and add a fancy layer of smoothness to your reading. These are the rules of the noon sakina and tanween. A noon sakina is a noon with no vowel sound. Tanween is the double vowel mark at the end of a word that makes an N sound. When either of these appears, its pronunciation changes depending on the very next letter that follows it. These rules are split into 4 main groups, but we will focus on the 3 most common ones, Izhar, Idgham, Ikhfa. Mastering this is like learning the graceful dance steps between words. The first rule is Izhar, which means to make clear or to explain. This is the simplest rule. It happens when a noon sakina or tanween is followed by one of the 6 throat letters, hamza ha, ain ha, ghain, ka. When this happens, you must say the end sound of the noon or tanween very clearly and distinctly, without any buzzing or blending. You simply say the N and then move on to the throat letter. There's no special effect here, you just say what you see, making the N sound stand out and sharp. The second rule is Idgham, which means to merge or to combine. This happens when noon sakina or tanween is followed by one of the letters in the word yarmalun, yarma istambram, when mapori, ingsam mam prapal ban tanburi, ya ra mim lam wow noon. In this case, you don't say the N sound at all. Instead, you blend the sound before it directly into the letter that comes after, often doubling the sound of that letter with a ghunna, a nasal sound, for most of them. For example, if you have the phrase min waliyin, you do not say min waliyin. Instead, you blend them to sound like mi waliyin, with a nasal sound on the wa. The N sound disappears completely, creating a smooth, connected flow. The third and most common rule is Ikhfa, which means to hide. This rule applies when nun sakina or tanween is followed by any of the remaining 15 letters of the alphabet. Here, you neither say the N sound, clearly like an Izhar, nor blend it completely, like an Idgham. Instead, you hide it. You lightly touch your tongue to the place where the nun sound is made but don't finish the sound. You create a light nasal sound, Ghunna, as you get your mouth ready to say the next letter. For a demo, take min kablu. You don't say min kablu, or mik kablu. You say min kablu, with a light nasal sound that gets ready for the heavy cough. It's a subtle but beautiful sound that connects the two letters smoothly. Practice finding the letter after every nun sakina and tanween to know which rule to use. Okay, practice that regularly. Reading the Qur'an is not a race, it is a conversation, and in any important conversation, pauses are just as important as the words themselves. The science of knowing where to stop and where to start is called Waqf and Ibtidaa. Waqf means stopping, Ibtidaa means starting. Knowing the correct places to pause for a breath is very important for two main reasons. First, it lets you control your breath and keep a steady, calm pace without running out of air in the middle of a word. Second, and more importantly, the place where you choose to stop can greatly change what the verse means. A wrong pause can break a sentence in the wrong spot, making the meaning confusing or even incorrect. The Qur'an itself gives us a map for pausing. In the Uthmani writing style, you will find small symbols written above the words. These are the Waqf signs, and they act like punctuation marks, guiding you on where it is allowed. Suggested, forbidden. For example, a small circle at the end of a verse means a full stop. A small meme means you must stop there. A lam alif sign means no. You should not stop there unless completely out of breath. Learning these signs is like learning to read traffic signals. Innama yastajibu alladhina yasma'un, wal mauta yab'athuhumullah. Surah Al-An'am 6:36. Notice the Waqf sign after yasma'un. This is a place where it is okay to pause. If you stop here, the meaning is complete and clear. If you stop after wal mauta, it becomes, only those who listen and the dead will respond. That meaning is wrong and silly. The correct pause keeps the intended message. Those who listen respond. The dead Allah will bring back to life. So, how do you practice this? First, get to know the common Waqf signs. You don't need to remember all of them at once. Start with the most important ones. The required stop. The forbidden stop. The circle at the end of a verse. When you read, try to look for these signs. Before a long verse, scan it and plan your breaths. As a demo, read Ayat al-Kursi. It is long. Find allowed stop points and practice in parts, pausing smoothly at each sign. Breathe deeply, and then continue. Learning Tajweed is a long race, not a quick dash. It is a lifelong journey of getting closer to the Book of Allah. We have talked about 5 main areas, where letters come from their qualities, stretching vowels, the rules of noon and meme, and the art of pausing. These rules are the building blocks of a beautiful reading, but knowing alone isn't enough. The key to getting better is steady, focused practice. You need a simple, easy-to-manage plan that you can fit into your daily life. Don't try to learn everything at once. That's the fastest way to feel overwhelmed and give up. Instead, focus on small, step-by-step improvements. Here is a simple 4-week plan to get you started. In week 1, focus only on makharij. Spend just 10 minutes every day practicing where 5 or 6 letters are spoken from. Say them out loud. Feel them in your mouth. Listen to a professional reader to compare. In week 2, move on to sifaat. Spend your 10 minutes a day telling the difference between heavy and light letters. Practice words that have pairs like s and ses. Practice words that have pairs like t and t. Record yourself and listen for the difference. Feel the change in your mouth as you make these sounds. This focused practice builds muscle memory. In week 3, increase daily practice to 15 minutes. Combine the noon meme rules. Spend half the time finding and practicing the 2-beat natural mad in short chapters. For the other half, focus on just one rule of nun sakina, like Izhar. Find all the examples of Izhar in a short chapter and read them correctly. By focusing on one small rule at a time, you will master it much faster. Finally, in week 4, bring everything together. Focus on Waqf. Focus on Ibtidaa. Choose a few short chapters, like Al-Fatiha, or the last 10 chapters of the Qur'an. Practice reading them from beginning to end, using all the rules you've learned and pausing correctly at the marked signs. The most powerful tool for getting better is to listen to yourself. At the end of each week, record yourself reading a short chapter. Then, listen to the same chapter read by a skilled reader like Sheikh Mahmoud Khalil al-Husari, or Sheikh Mishari Rashid al-Afasi. Compare your reading to theirs. Where do you hear differences? Is your cough deep enough? Are you holding your mad for the correct amount of time? Are you pausing in the right places? This act of recording and comparing is your teacher when you don't have one sitting next to you. Be patient with yourself. Your voice will get better. Your connection will get deeper. Every effort you make to make your reading beautiful is an act of worship that Allah will surely reward. So start today. Pick one rule, one verse, and begin your journey.